Hi, it's Marcus here from 4POS. Just want to go through a video of showing you how to use your preloaded database for restaurants specifically. So what I've done is I've installed my 4POS, I've registered it, and I just called it Test My Restaurant. And we'll use the same database for quite a few other functions. Alright, so as I said, this is a new installation, so if I go to new stock item, there's no preloaded database there. There's also no items under main stock by detail. It's basically just my open item. So let's import the preloaded database for restaurants specifically. So I'm going to go to utilities, preloaded databases. The password is our standard master password, which is day, #month. In my case now, 21st of April, so 21 #04. And now I can go and specify where my database is. I'm just going to go to my DVD 4POS that I've copied onto my computer. Go to my databases, go to the restaurant database and select the pricing file. The system will do a backup first of what is going on your, or what was loaded and installed on your machine. Once the backup is done, it will start up the process of the import itself, and it will import the database and then prompt you to open up the Backoffice program. So let's do that immediately. Go into the Backoffice program, excuse the sound bites. Open up the Backoffice program. This is obviously version 18.4.3. If you're not running that version, if you're running anything 18.1, 18.2 or before that, please download and install the new installer. Alright, I haven't set up any password here, so I'm just simply going to click OK. Alright, so once your Backoffice program is open again, I can go to Stock Create, Edit, New Stock Item. You'll see all my products that was coming from the preloaded databases there. In my case, I'm going to activate all of them to take it through the process. You'll see it's got a display name, receipt name, everything else is there already. I'm not going to worry about the prices right now. Click on Next, exit on there, and then obviously put in a price for the 300 gram rump. Let's say I'm selling this for 125 Rand. And exit out of there. Alright, and that's the product has been activated. Just to double check that, I'm going to go to main stock by detail, and as you can see, the items are there. I'm going to jump the gun a little bit and say, alright, let's assume for the moment that you will now activate and add any and all products that you have. I'm going to do an update point of sale, update all, update POS, and then make sure my domain controller is open, and then also jump in straight to my 4POS touch program. Alright, and 4POS touch is open. I've got the screen prompting me for my password. Again, clicking on it or just typing in 12345678990 will do the job. Okay. Alright, so on my domain controller, the data instruction is number 14. I check on the touchscreen that it is 14, so the sales has been updated. I can immediately go to click on cash sale or add a table, whatever, and because I've loaded the preloaded database, my touchscreen buttons are there. I've activated the 300 gram rump, so I'm going to jump to my main courses, and my 300 gram rump is automatically available. If I select the 300 gram T-bone, it will say no, that item doesn't exist, and it doesn't exist because at the end of the day we haven't set that up yet. We haven't activated it. So just to show you that quickly, I'm going to just press Alt-Tab on my keyboard and go back to my Backoffice, and let's go and do the T-bone quickly as well. Excuse me, sorry. Stock Create, Edit, New Stock Item, and there's the T-bone. Go through the same process. Next, next, and the T-bone, let's say that is also 125 Rand. And let's do one more. Let's just do the rumps as well. Okay, and I'll make the rump 135 just for sake of an argument. And the 500 gram T-bone, let's make that a little bit more expensive, maybe make it 145. After all, it is the best steak in town, right? Alright, so there's my items existing there now. If I go to my touchscreen, click on exit on the search now because that item doesn't exist. And I now click on my T-bone, it's there, my 500 gram rump is working. So any buttons that don't work here is because you simply haven't activated them in the back office. We've changed the concept a little bit from the past to now to maybe make it easier for you. Obviously, if you have your own, want to set up your own main courses, the simple process of getting started on your 4POS Touch works. In other words, you can press C for configure, click over there, and I can go and say quick button, and I can go and put in my dishes in there. Argument's sake, spaghetti bolognese as a main course. Alright, or any other product for that matter, and I'll do spaghetti bolognese at a 65 Rand. Yes, I know it's a budget item. Alright, and then again you can go and do all the basic principles of it. I can say click on move, and it seems a lot of customers has a problem moving the buttons because they get the sequence wrong. So what you do is you click on move, click on the button, click where you want it, and then click on confirm. That's the concept of it. And the same for making shortcuts and so on. Also make a shortcut, click on the button, click on where you want to go, and then confirm. And then of course you can go and click on the button and go and change the background color and say you want your spaghetti bolognese. After all, it is a little bit red. Okay, and let's go and make my 300 grams a different color. Make it yellow, argument's sake. That one yellow, sorry, not the foreground, the background. Oops, boo-boo. I made the foreground and the background are the same color, so let me go and fix that quickly. The foreground color will be black, in other words it's the black writing on a yellow button, and we'll change the background for the 500 grams to something else. Okay. Alright, and then your screen appears a little bit better. People are typical visually inclined. In other words, the colors will determine what they remember about what the item is. Most guys won't remember exactly what the button says, but they will remember that it's a blue button or a green button or a red button for that matter. So let me go and change the spaghetti bolognese, and we'll make it, argument's sake, a slight pink or whatever that color might be. Alright, so if this was a cash sale, obviously if you could click on cash or cash out table, it will take you straight to the finalizing screen where you can see your totals correctly on the right hand side. All your products nicely displayed there at the prices. This is, if you click on print here now, it will print the bill for the customer in other words, before the finalization. In other words, it'll allow the customer to go and enter the gratuity in the system. You'll see that it also shows the total in foreign currency by default. And the idea with that is that you could then go and set up your system if you do allow foreign currencies to be accepted, which unfortunately not in South Africa, but other countries, Mozambique and so on, would allow rands and dollars and all sorts of other currencies that they are allowed to accept. You can go and do that. And then simply you will just type in the amount that the customer has offered you. And we can go through the system and say yes, I want to commit. Now if I click on print again the second time round, it will now print it for me as a tax invoice. Okay, a proper tax invoice with the tax amount included and so on, not the same as on here. Alright, and that's basically how to use the preloaded databases for restaurants. I hope you enjoy.